In 1936, an extension to the building was demolished. The wall on which the Virgin was depicted was laid bare and was totally unprotected, which caused extensive damage to the fresco. Now it forms part of the church's rich external decoration. General principles of the design. The same decorative techniques and the same ornamental motifs that had been adopted on the facades. Pilaster strips and double-ranking arches gracefully frame each section of the wall between the two pilasters. The upper parts of the sill-like windows are splayed with either semicircular arches or arches resembling Gothic pointed arches. The windows and niches in the central sections of the wall form complex compositions grouped beneath pilasters, describing 3-lobed or 5-lobed arches. The decoration of the church's window drum is the earliest example of the combination of biakik, alternating upward and downward brick triangles, and the porobrick, upward-pointing brick triangles protruding from the masonry. Together with a belt of blind arches and small arch-shaped niches, they make up a broad ornamental strip beneath which are vertically elongated window apertures, 4 of which were made in ancient times. Among the multi-lobed arches crowning the windows are some small round edicles. The helmet-shaped dome is covered with darkened copper, crosses in relief standing out of the walls. The crosses are another decorative element of the facades. Stone crosses are set in the niches on the ground level. Crosses are made of bricks, complex and diverse in their shape, with stepped bases symbolizing Calvary, are attached to the walls at the level of the window of the 3rd and 4th levels. The function of the crosses is probably something more than to add to the magnificence of the splendor of the church. As early as the 19th century, Archimandrite Makarios associated the use of crosses in the exterior decoration of a temple with a resemblance of the dead. The Church of the Transfiguration of Our Savior on Ilyina Street probably became a funeral monument to the Novgorod citizens who perished in 1317 at Torzhok. Most of the crosses are located on the south facade. There are also fragments of a fresco from the early 14th century depicting Our Lady of the Sign. Interior. Frescoes by Theophanes the Greek. We enter the church through the south porch. The interior is even more striking because of its height. A well-thought-out system of illumination and the surviving frescoes by Theophanes the Greek, a Byzantine artist. Epiphanes the Wise, his contemporary and literatus from Moscow, wrote at the beginning of the 15th century, quote, "When I lived in Moscow there was a famous sage there, a real philosopher and ingenious person by the name of Theophanes the Greek, a great icon painter who created the wall frescoes in a lot of stone churches, more than 40. He appeared to paint without copying from a plan, and rapidly, while constantly walking around and speaking with visitors. With his mind reflecting on the lofty and spiritual, he discerned intelligible beauty with the sensitive eyes of his intellect." Unquote. The group of the frescoes in the Church of the Transfiguration on Ilyina Street is the only work of architectural painting by Theophanes the Greek to have survived to this day. The master's work is astonishing in its depth of meaning and its variety. Unfortunately, today we may only view its fragments because it has been seriously damaged by fire, restoration and repainting, which has altered the color scheme of the frescoes. Many compositions are covered with scratches and cuts made when applying a new layer of plaster. At the end of the 19th century, the interior of the church looked like this. All the figures and the spandrels, drum, and dome had been painted over. The walls of the main interior were painted green, and the columns were painted pink. In the corner chambers, in the choir gallery, the ancient frescoes were covered with several layers of whitewash. The first fragments of the frescoes by Theophanes were discovered in 1910, and their clearing finished only in 1970s. Frescoes in the dome and the drum. The principal element of the Byzantine system of the church fresco painting is compositions representing celestial spheres, located in the dome and the drum, in accordance with the symbolism of the church. In the center of the dome of the Church of the Transfiguration on Ilyina Street, there is a huge half-length image of the Christ Pantocrator, the Almighty, which is the focal point of the whole ensemble. The head of the Savior is surrounded by a large cruciform halo. On the brown ochre face, there are bright, clear-cut white lines. These are the gleams of light of heaven. Christ is depicted as an awe-inspiring deity, gazing angrily at the earth.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.